Hello, Internet. How are we this evening? I hope everybody is fantastic. Scarlett's already waiting for you. She's staring at. There she is. She's booping me. All right, let's say hi. Say hi to everybody. You like feeling a little better today? I'm glad you're moving better. Okay. All right. How's everybody tonight? Scarlett says hello. Hi. All right. Okay. You're extra lovey tonight. Can you? Okay. Are we all done? Are you trying to talk into the microphone? Okay, get down. You get down. Go lay down. It's not time to play. Go lay down right now. All right. She's going to bring me her toy in a minute. She thinks it's time to play. Wally World, how we doing? Yep, she's all fired up. I take her on car rides and stuff. I can't take her. I can't take her to the park and let her run around and stuff. Her leg's busted. Can't let her do it. So she is all fired up, nonstop, all the time, and I don't know what to do about it. Well, how are you guys? How's everybody this evening? Hope everybody's fantastic. Nice to see ya. Yeah, so I guess I don't know if I can call it. I can't call it official yet. It's almost official that I'm running for California State Senate. I still need 15 more signatures, which means I need to get 30. So that will be the mission for the next. Well, hopefully I can just get it done tomorrow. Operation Get 30 Signatures. So I'll be sitting outside of, I guess I chose Felton, Safeway Felton on Graham Hill Road right there. And I'll just set up right there unless anything changes, unless they boot me out of there for some reason. But yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I just need 30 signatures. That's all I need, guys. And if I get that, I'm officially running for California State Senate. Scarlett, go lay down. Nope. Get out of there. Go lay down right now. What a good girl. All right. Yeah. And he has no clue that I exist. It's funny. I told you guys last time that I was behind him at the clerk's office the last time I was there. And he asked if anybody else was running, basically. And the clerk's like, well, somebody picked up their paperwork, but they never turned it back in. I'm standing right behind him. And the guy was kind of smirking. So that was funny. Well, I paid my filing fee today. So that's pretty official, if you ask me. Let's see. Make sure I'm live over here on all the platforms. Make sure I'm live on Twitter. How we doing, folks? Quiet in the chat. Let's see. Make sure I'm live over here on Twitter as well. All right. Looks like I am. Yeah, if you guys are watching over on Twitter and you want to join the chat, I do not monitor that chat. I don't have a way to. I wish I did, but I don't. I even tried to use their funny media player thing or media whatever they call it, their configurator. I don't know what they call it. It's something funny that they have over there on Twitter, but it's not really a video streaming platform yet. But we are streaming live on the X platform and Rumble and YouTube. And yeah, we're just going to hang out tonight and talk a bit about what's going on with California District 17 and who I'm up against tonight. Rochelle, hello. Nice to see you. It's the more I dig into it, the more it's just exactly what you'd expect from a California politician. More a career politician that has a much higher net worth than he should. Let's see. I actually had that pulled up earlier. Let me see. I have it on my phone. I don't need to put it on screen for you guys. But that's funny. The California State Senator apparently makes around $127,000 a year. And then there's like a per diem, a daily per diem too. So it probably ends up making around $180,000 a year, something like that. Really good money, if you ask me. That's with inflation, it's not as good as it was back in 2019, but it's pretty darn good money. But it's way more than I've ever made. Why? Granted, he's a 77-year-old guy, but he's a career politician. I don't know. You're worth $4 to $6 million. I guess it's not Nancy Pelosi money, but I don't know. Why are you worth that much money? So let's dig into John Laird a little bit. This is the California State Senator that I am going to be up against if I can get past the primaries. And some other dude I think is running out of Monterey. I don't know. I don't know much about him. I'm not going to look. I haven't looked too much into him yet, and I will. But John Laird's the one that's on my radar right now. So let's look at his Wikipedia. if we should. B Sizzo, nice to see you. Good evening. Let's see. Let's check out Mr. Laird. It's actually, you know what? Let me play a clip from him before. Yeah, let me go to this. I clipped a couple things from him earlier, so let's just play. There's a giant explosion out of Arlington today. Earlier, just like right before the stream started. So I clipped this from him earlier. It's just one video that I found. I just went and watched some of the stuff that I could find of him talking online to see what he was talking about. And this is him talking about, how they distribute funds to like school districts and stuff. And not just that, but how, like, specifically how these funds are going to be distributed. And just pay close attention to the verbiage he uses here. And it's exactly what you'd expect.
We have made great progress in these expanded learning programs, in different grants to do it, in different ways that we do after school, in different ways we integrate it into other programs. But we have a challenge, which is really to measure it, to really target it to where it really needs to be, to have inclusivity, diversity, and equity in what we're doing.
You catch that one? Diversity, equity, and inclusion. Right there. There it is. The whole DIE agenda. Right there. And he says, make sure that the funds are basically where they're supposed to go, and he's the determining factor of where they're supposed to go. And they're using the whole diversity, equity, and inclusion criteria as their agenda to hold schools hostage. It's right there. He spells it out for you. It's the state is pushing a diversity, equity, and inclusion agenda, which isn't what they want you to think it is. That equity isn't equality. It's Marxist doublespeak is all this crap is, and it's being pushed down from the top. People need to catch these buzzwords when they say them. So I'll play that little part again. Go from right there.
Where it really needs to be, to have inclusivity, diversity, and equity in what we're doing, to not leave a kid behind in how we meet this challenge. And in many ways, that's what we're celebrating.
And what does that even mean? You're not talking about inclusion of all kids. You're talking about criteria to give some kids more than others is what you're talking about. You're not talking about a broad spectrum thing. It's education for everyone. This is Marxist talk. It's for some reason I didn't expect it to come from him like this. I don't know why I didn't expect that, but I guess I didn't. I clipped another one from him. Sorry, I'm just scrolling through my Twitter feed now. There, this one. So, yeah, this is just some audio of him talking, but this is, well, no, I won't even read you what I wrote. I'll just play the video. You guys know where I stand on issues.
We had the toughest climate bill die on the last day of session. And while Bob Wachowski and all his counterparts in budget did a great job on the policy level, we didn't do such a good job. And this year, because of the efforts on both sides, we had, and then the governor coming in with 4 bills that he wanted, we basically landed 15 to 20 significant climate bills on the governor's desk, codifying the 2045 carbon neutral goal that California has, adding interim goals of 90%.
So right off the bat, what do we got? The diversity, equity, and inclusion crap and the climate agenda. Straight off the top. What are the biggest issues facing California right now? You ask any Californian, what are the biggest issues facing California right now? And they're going to rattle off. Ask any of them, they're going to rattle off, 3 of the top 5. Just homelessness is insane. Crime is off the freaking charts. Prices, rental, housing price, all that stuff is, why isn't that the top things you hear these people talking about? You never hear them talking about the middle class and how hard it is to survive around here and how the middle class is just disappearing. Everything is an attack on the middle class. What's he talking about? His climate science crap. His carbon. It's, I'm not going to go out there and be this. The whole climate agenda shit that they're pushing is a Trojan horse for this diversity, equity, and inclusion shit. It's all Marxism. That's all it is. It's not because they care about the environment. They care about the environment. You know what's in our district, in District 17? The Pajaro River. Do you guys remember the Pajaro River? What happened last winter? Last winter we had a really crazy winter around here. It was nuts. The rain, it just did not stop last winter. It was insane around here. People were saying it hadn't gotten that bad since the 80s. But the Pajaro River over out near like Watsonville, Salinas, Moss Landing area, it's just got levees, and one of the levees just buckled, and the whole little town of Pajaro completely flooded. It was a catastrophe. It was a big old failure. It was us, and you can't really call it an environmental failure, but the homeless that live along the San Lorenzo River in Santa Cruz. Do you guys have any idea how many fentanyl needles get washed into that river? You guys know how many steelhead trout that we have that spawn in? It's the stuff that they allow and claim to be environmentalists at the same time is maddening. You know how many masks ended up in the watersheds? It's these people are not environmentalists. Casey Martin, nice to see you. They climate change this, climate change that. It's like, hold on, you're getting way ahead of ourselves. You can't even handle your watersheds. Let's talk about the watersheds that are right in front of us, because you guys aren't managing the watersheds whatsoever. How can we rely on you to handle the global climate when you can't handle the local watersheds? You don't even have water infrastructure in place to keep your levees at full capacity. Why are we draining reservoirs right now, getting ahead of the winter? Why don't we have more percolation ponds? It's why are levees buckling under severe rain? All this stuff. And he's talking about carbon neutral. This stuff is maddening. These people do not care about Californians. They don't care about California. They don't care about the actual issues that are destroying the middle class, that are destroying the state. Let's let them keep talking.
Percent in 2035 and 95% in 2040, doing much more to make electric vehicles available to people of all incomes, waiving the sales tax on electric vehicles for the next 5 years.
Meanwhile, you know what they do? I have a 1979 Chrysler. It's a great car. It's a freaking great car. And people act like the emissions on these cars are so insanely bad. It's not, especially if I have you can put a new muffler on there if you want, all that. It's still got it wouldn't pass smog because it didn't have the smog pump. You don't even have smog in states like Nevada, Arizona. There's parts that you can't even ship to California. Car laws are a lot like gun laws in California. So they're trying to force everybody to buy these electric cars that you can't work on yourself. It's all new technology. You're reliant on the electrical grid at that point. You can't work on them yourself. It's just you're completely reliant on them at that point. Where my 79 Chrysler, I could pull the engine out and put it in a new one if I wanted to. And they're not that hard to find, the motor for that car. And parts are pretty readily available. But California tried to make it so I would have to scrap the vehicle. Oh, it's in great shape too. It's a cream puff. It was a garage car. I'm the third owner. It's a great car. Northside, how you doing? Yeah, Wally World, you like the little Baron. And I got the wagon too. I got the night. Fortunately, the wagon is smog exempt because it's 1970. But it's I don't think these electric cars in the long run are going to be any better for the environment. How many of these batteries are going to end up in the ocean? I don't see these being better for the environment in the long run. If I can keep my 79 Chrysler on the road for another 30, 40 years, how is that worse for the environment? Especially if I'm keeping it well maintained. I want it to run well. I want it to run clean. I don't want it to be smoking out of the tailpipe and stuff. And it's got a new motor in it. Well, not new. It's been rebuilt before I bought it. But yeah, it's the whole thing. California is sorry. I'm sorry, guys. I'm ranting. I'll let John Laird keep talking about his climate mumbo jumbo.
Dealing with well capping and moving it 20 times past where we are in appropriations to deal with methane, further implementation of the organics diversion legislation, SB 1383, that was adopted a few years ago. So well capping and organics deal with methane and lowering that. And as part of the Diablo package, we have $1.1 billion of renewable electricity kickstarting, so that we were really trying this year, if we did extend Diablo, get it out of the way for the offshore wind, which we are prioritizing and will come on, deal with.
Oh, did you catch that part? The offshore wind. Okay, so do you guys know anything about these windmills that they're putting out into the ocean and what they're doing to the marine life out there? EVs are a scam to steal your freedom, Casey Martin. I agree with that. You're completely reliant on other people at that point. They're all electronic. I love old school cars. They're mechanical. Something breaks, you can fix it yourself. Yeah, they're gas guzzlers, but anyway. And when the EMP, that's no joke too. Yeah, EMPs too. If you have a car that has a computer in it and there's a EMP when it's plugged into power, which is always, yeah, that's bye-bye. It's no bueno. But old cars from the 70s and stuff, they're sort of EMP resistant. You might blow out like some capacitors in your radio and stuff like that. But yeah, offshore windmills. Michael Schellenberger is doing a lot of great a lot of great work on this. I haven't pulled up anything. I could probably find something really quick. I'll do it in a minute. Actually, no, it'll take me too long to find. I'll pull it up for next episode. But these windmills that they're putting offshore, you already know about. It's the same windmills that they have onshore. So you guys already know about the problems with those. How they break down. You guys have seen the fires that happen with the windmills. They're built out of petroleum products. They require oil in the motor. It's a motor. The windmill is spinning. It's a motor that's sitting up there on a post, and it has a bunch of gear oil in it. And that thing, you're putting a bunch of them out in the ocean. That thing, anyway. So there's all that. But in addition to all that, do you guys know what they're doing to the marine life out there? Like the whales and the dolphins and crap like that. And especially the animals that use like sonar. I think I said that right. Sonar. Yeah. Sorry. I don't know if I said that correctly. They're like a jackhammer 24/7. It's what they hear 24/7 is just like a pounding, like a jackhammer all day long is what the dolphins and the whales are hearing. And they're washing up on sea. It's killing marine life. And what is the net impact of that? It's not measurable in terms of a climate change metric. You can't look and see, oh, I've reduced climate change by this much. How much is climate change reduced or slowed per windmill? Is that a measurable thing? Can we get those numbers? John Laird, do we have those? The stuff there's having the ideas and proposing them, and then even deploying one out in the ocean and observing what's happening. Well, we've put a bunch of them out there already. We see that's like it's killing the marine life. Okay, maybe we should explore some different ideas, but you've already deployed a whole bunch of them. They just keep forcing it. When it doesn't work, they just keep doing it. Yeah, Schellenberger. Yeah, he did the excellent work on that. He does tons of great work. So let's let him finish talking here.
Electric vehicles, deal with goals. We did 2035 for carbon neutral in state operations. And so this was, and Senator Wachowski, for one, will talk about the $54 billion that we have for climate in the state budget. So
it's so stupid. Yeah. And you know, I might lose some of you guys on this one. I actually don't think, I think quite a few of you will be with me on this one, actually, though. I want them to build the newest, best technology, like world-class, something that everybody aspires to duplicate, nuclear power station. That's what I want to see in California. I want to see, yeah, that's what I want to see. A giant, I'm not even going to say like a giant nuclear power station, because maybe smaller is the way to go. Maybe more, strategically placed smaller nuclear substations, if you will. I would love to see that. At the same time, I would love to see us refining our own oil. Yeah, let's make our own gas. Let's pull our own oil out of the ground and make our own gas. And simultaneously, and I'm not talking about a state-backed, privately do it. State will get out of the way. But, obviously, I hate the word heavily regulated, but we'll have a discussion on how we're going to make sure this stuff's done properly and safe and all that. But nuclear power station and a new oil refinery. Let's watch those power prices for everybody come down. How's your electricity bill been in California? Everybody? Not great? Mine neither. Be nice to see that come down, right? How's your gas prices been? Not great? Right. Be nice to see that come down, right? We could also repeal that gas tax, that California specific gas tax that they're sticking to everybody. It's just stuff we could do. We could at least talk about, but they don't want actual solutions. They want us reliant on them. Imagine if we had a nuclear power or multiple nuclear power stations in California that was like a network that I think if we wanted to, we could have very cheap, very clean power all throughout California. And I think we could have probably the best example of like a clean oil refinery out there with minimal waste, no pollution, all that kind of stuff. Because you have to I'm not even against electric cars. I'm against jamming electric cars down everybody's throat. That's what drives me freaking crazy. It annoys me a lot. I would like to let the market work in this regard. It'd be nice if, let's talk about electric car technology. At the same time, I don't know how to say this name. Shanye Schatzel. What up, man? How's it going? Shanye Schatzel. I hope I'm saying it right. There's things we could do, guys. There's everything California does gets in the way of, I'm not even going to blame PG&E. I can't, all the forest fires and stuff, but we do need to talk about electrical infrastructure and how it impacts the environment and all that kind of stuff. But why has power gotten so expensive? All of this, everything is insane in price now. So we need to start having actual discussions of what can we do? And the state needs to get out of the way. That's the biggest problem. Is California is this tyrannical, I don't even know how to describe it. You blame PG&E Northside? Well, I'm not sure who I blame on this. They do have a monopoly on the entire electrical infrastructure, that's for sure. They built it, right? I mean, and there's all the low voltage companies too, the cable companies all use their poles and their infrastructure as well. They're just lower on the pole. That's all the stuff you see, cables, the stuff that's like halfway down. All right, let's there's a couple more John Laird things I want to talk about. Actually, let's go over to his Wikipedia. This dude, frustrating, you guys. All right, so actually I don't need to share this on screen. So let's review John Laird. He was born March 29th, 1950. So this dude's old, guys. You know, no offense, but yeah, so election time, this dude's going to be 74, you guys. 74 years old. Like, okay. He's the state senator, District 17. And that's since December of 2020. So that was his first term, and he was basically like the hand-picked guy from his predecessor. He was the secretary of the California Natural Resources Agency from 2011 to 2019, former legislature of the 27th district. So, okay, and California State Assembly member in 2018. All right. So, yeah, he was an assemblyman, and then he held the position as the secretary of the California Natural Resource Agency for a bit until he became senator, which was recent. Career politician and city council and mayor. In 1981, Laird received the most votes in a field of 8 to be elected the seat of Santa Cruz City Council. He was reelected in 1985. He was elected by the city council to 1-year mayor's terms in 1980 through 84 and 87 and 88 during his time in the Santa Cruz City Council. Okay. All right. So this dude's been around forever. He's been in politics forever. Dude, Wikipedia's got pop-ups now. That's crazy. So, yeah, he's a career politician and another rich career politician. So, all right. Let's finish this. The 27th district, including parts of Santa Clara County, Santa Cruz County, and Monterey County. Laird, along with Mark Lino, was one of the first 2 openly gay men to serve in the California legislature. Okay, I didn't know he was gay. Laird became one of the United States' first openly gay mayors in 1983 when he took over the mayoralty of the city in Santa Cruz, California. Oh, great. So I need like another excuse for people to call me a bigot. Now I got to unseat the gay guy, huh? All right. Well, got to do what I got to do, guys. I guess I got to unseat the gay guy. It's nothing personal, John. It's just you suck. Look what you've done to the state, and you're kind of a Marxist. So, and in that regard, it is kind of personal. I don't like Marxists. Like personally, I don't like them. And you've played a big role in things that have happened to this state. So, yeah, I don't really like you. Northside, you blame PG&E for the fires? Which ones, though? You can't blame them for the 2020 fires. That was crazy. The 2020 fires of August 17th that happened all over Northern California, especially here in Santa Cruz. Those fires were crazy. That was from lightning. While they were old, I got to become gay to have a chance. All right. What do they call that? It's not gay for pay. It's gay for politics. I am very gay. I am very happy all the time. Not all the time, usually. So, all right. That's John Laird. That's his Wikipedia. Let's check out the Pajaro River. Well, I got some... I definitely got some current events stuff that I want to talk about, some like breaking news and that kind of stuff. But I just wanted to harp on John Laird a little bit because this is actually happening, guys. I'm actually doing this. On Friday, we'll know. Next week, I'll know. Somebody from Monterey is running as well, so there will be a primary. And I probably. In all reality, I probably won't even get past the primary. I'm not going to be able to raise a lot of money. I mean, I have to do everything myself, guys. So you guys saw his net worth, right? Another thing that I wasn't aware of until recently is they have this thing, statement, some statement that I can make, right? That's 2,500 words that I can write. turn into them by Friday. If I want it to be circulated in the Santa Cruz County like newsletter or whatever, it's $5,000. It's over $5,000. But not only that, it's so Santa Cruz County, Monterey County, San Benito County, and then like parts of Santa Clara County too, I believe. All of those counties have their own newsletter with their own fee, which is probably close to the same amount. So that would just, let's just say $15,000 right there. And then there's the filing fee too. So John Laird paid the $5,000 already. So he's already got a leg up on me. He's already got, look how long he's been in politics. He's got the entire California DNC behind him. The Libertarian Party is full of volunteers. So there's who's helping me. And I'm doing this all on my own. So this is a David versus Goliath type situation. So I have to get very creative with my campaign strategy. I can't go head to head with these guys. I can't try to, do the exact same thing that all the other candidates do, which is raise money, get a website, go campaign, shake babies and kiss hands, all that kind of thing. Yeah, I know I got that backwards. Billboards, all that kind of stuff. I can't do that. And we are in a new day and age now, guys. The X platform is my X factor in this whole campaign. This is my whole strategy here. And I don't care if John Laird knows about it. I hope that Grok will come far along enough to help me here. And I have a lot of pieces that I've written that are all under my highlights too on X that have gotten really good traction, and they give you a really good idea of the way I think, where I'm coming from, and how I would vote on a lot of different things. I'm planning on using X for the majority of my campaign, and I'm planning on going on the offensive and challenging him to debates relentlessly and getting on shows and blowing up. And also, so my campaign strategy is this in a nutshell. My plan is to be really loud. My plan is to be really accurate, be correct, and also to make people laugh. So talk about the issues, talk about solutions, be really loud, but, be funny about it too. And I think there's a chance here. This guy is so bad. California politics are so bad that I think a schlub like me might even have a chance here. So, Wally, well, the way it works here, there is no libertarian primary. There's no, there's only like a primary for the whole thing. For California state Senate seats, they have a primary, and the top two people move on to the main election, So it could be two Democrats. So if there's in the primary, if there's two Democrats and a Republican, and the top two vote getters are two Democrats, that's who moves on. So it'll probably be, me versus a Republican versus, well, it is a Republican out of Monterey. This guy, I can't even remember his name. My lawyer, Tracy Henderson, she told me about him. She knows him. And he's already got his website out there. He already started his campaign. You guys could probably look it up. But if it's hard to find, that's actually a good sign. So I looked into him a little bit. He just seems he's not a politician. He's like a businessman, but he's a rich Monterey guy. I don't know. He seems like just another rhino con to me. Jack Gately, nice to see you. Oh, thank you. Christmas tree. Yeah, I'm a big Christmas fan. Most of you guys know I am a fan of the season. I am a major fan of Christmas. Always have been. All right. So here, actually, I want to show you guys what I was talking about with that Pajaro River. So this is stuff that if I could actually get in, there's so many things I would want to do, but the first things I would want to do would be look at our critical infrastructure and also see where all our freaking money is going. I want to audit. I want to get in. Also, I'm not going to take money from anybody that expects anything from me in return in terms of a vote, Nothing. I don't care who you are. I don't care what you can offer me. I don't care if I have to go homeless during this entire thing. I want to know where all our money's going. I want to get in there. I want to go up against the machine. I'm in a unique position, you guys. I don't have kids. I don't have family. I don't have people that they can go after, really. You know, there's people that are close to me, but I'm the only one they can ruin. I'm already canceled. I mean, I'm not going to say things couldn't get worse for me, because they absolutely could, but I'm in a unique position to at least try to go and fight these assholes. You know, like, I don't know what else to do. It really feels like they took my career from me. It's what I can think to do, you guys. So I want to show you guys this Pajaro River crap. Water infrastructure. That is a major thing. I want to talk to the people. That's something you see what these politicians do is they come up with all their grandiose ideas of what they need to implement to fix the state, right? When it's not actually a fix, it's just grandiose ideas that they want to implement. And then they jam them down everybody's throats. When you actually see them talking to people, you know, like they have town halls or whatever every now and then, city council meetings and that kind of crap. This is 2023, almost 2024 now. We have after a pandemic when everything was worked remotely, the capability for us to actually hear from our constituents, you know, people that are within our district, and do weekly open podcasts where you're just, hey, talk to me. What are your concerns? What are the things? How is the state getting in your way? What are things that are really screwed up that I'm unaware of? Like, that's tons of stuff. How is the state getting in your way? That's what I want to know from people. How is the state getting in your way? When do politicians ask that? That's the kind of stuff that I want to know. All right, Pajaro River. So this happened last winter. All right, so over here in Northern California, particularly in the Santa Cruz Mountains, we got an insane amount of rain last winter, and this levee breach happened. You guys see this over on the left-hand corner of the screen, bottom left-hand corner of the screen. So this is the river. This is how full it got. You can see it's farmland on both sides. So this is like Watsonville right here, this little town of Pajaro on this side. And this river is this is the ocean right out a little past the top of the screen here. So this river just flows out to the ocean. Well, you can see how high the water, it was going to probably breach the levee anyway, but you see, this is the only thing keeping this water from flowing into town here. Here, so there's the footage. Let's let it play.
Do you have any way to provide any drinks or like juice or coffee in bulk?
We also have a lot of really smart people that are really low down on the totem pole that work for the state that were probably warning about this crap forever. They're like, hey guys, these levees are not sound. If we have a bad year of rain, these are going to breach for sure. They were probably sounding this alarm for a long time. That's another thing, is how well are we using our state resources that we have? This is the thing that sucks about trying to trying to become a politician. It forces you to be a statist. You guys understand that, right? That I'm going to have to try to wield the power of the state. Try to have to use the one ring. It's awful. It's an awful thought. But if you want to be an anarchist and run for politics, you can't just come in and dismantle everything. You just can't. That's what communists want to do. They just want to collapse everything and try to build, and then everybody grabs stuff from the rubble. It's not what I want to do. I don't want to prop up a shitty system either, but we do have a lot of like California state parks are a good example of things being run pretty well from what I can see. I'm surrounded by California state parks here, and they do a good job. You know, I see the trail maintenance and just a lot, you know, controlled burns, and they have a lot of unique expertise that could be applied to all of our forests. The way they maintain the California state parks and keep forest fires, like Henry Cowell didn't burn down, Big Basin did, but you know, that should have been managed better. They probably didn't have good funding to get rid of a lot of the fuel in Big Basin. Anyway, stop talking about the Pajaro River. But I won't actually. No, I won't. This is how gnarly it got. This is the. It was really bad for multiple days. That's the National Guard. They had to come in. So yeah, Wally World, if I didn't answer you already, yes, Libertarian Party. That's who I'm running with. So yeah, there it is. Yeah, that's the Pajaro. The reason I bring that up is because the Pajaro River's in our district, and after that happened, they went and, you know, signed an agreement between local leaders and the Army Corps of Engineers to clear a way for construction to begin next year on the replacement for the ailing Pajaro River levee. A long-awaited project will provide 100-year flood protection for the communities of Pajaro and Watsonville. That's hilarious. That's almost like a slap in the face, because they called this last year was like 100-year flood, because that's what this rain was. Last winter was insane around here, guys. It was insane, and they were all calling it climate change too. It was so frustrating. It was, yeah. They mismanage everything, and then when there's a catastrophe, they blame whatever. All right. I think I'm done talking about stupid John Laird. I hope. I don't want to talk about him anymore, because I'll be talking about him for the next foreseeable future. All right, let's talk about some current events. There's definitely some stuff going on. Let's see, check the chat. All right, we're good. Yeah, so did you guys see this giant explosion that happened right before the show? I don't know what this was. So the cops were serving a warrant on this house in Virginia, and there was this giant ass explosion. Look at. Like, it's gone.
What the fuck out of you?
Watch one more time.
Oh.
Yeah, there was I don't think that was a gas explosion. I think those were explosives. What the heck was that? So we'll find out more about that tomorrow, I'm sure. All right. This has been floating. Oh, actually, this is more important. I want to talk to you guys about this more, because this goes to what they did in San Francisco. So crazy ass Senator Dick Durbin came out today and said this crap. And remember, they keep calling
What troubles me about the debate,
they say the great replacement theory is racist. And it's like, no, you're not calling it a great replacement theory when you just open up the borders and tell everybody from every country in the world to come here, and there's no problem. We'll give you everything you want. We'll pay for it. That's not the same thing. And then they come out and they're like, it's racist, and that's not happening. That's not what happening at all. Meanwhile, they're trying to give illegal immigrants the right to vote, and they're trying. Listen to Dick Durbin. This is insane. This is what he's proposing, and I feel like it's a soft, like, they're trying to introduce these ideas to us slowly, so when they finally implement them, we're not so shocked. But this is what he wants to do with our armed forces, because the numbers are so low, guys. And why are the numbers so low? Because of the wokey wokeness. But this is his idea here. This is his genius plan.
What troubles me about the debate now about the southern border is it is one half of the immigration equation. Yes, we need order at the border. Yes, we need to have changes in the laws that reflect the reality of the overwhelming numbers from all over the world who are coming to our shores and our border. But there's also an incredible demand for legal immigration into this country even now. The presiding officer, my colleague from the state of Illinois, has legislation which addresses one aspect of that. Her bill, and I hope I describe it accurately, says that if you're an undocumented person in this country and you can pass the physical and the required test, background test, the like, you can serve in our military, and if you do it honorably, we will make you citizens of the United States.
Okay, no. He wants to do that. Really? Yes, for sure. I prefer illegals not be in our military either. It's freaking insane. But you know this is already happening in San Francisco, right? With the cops. You do not have to be a United States citizen to be a police officer in California. You do need to be legally allowed to work. However, from my understanding in California, you can be an illegal alien and still legally allowed to work in California. It's crazy. So I think you can be an illegal alien and get a job as a San Francisco police officer right now. I'm pretty sure. And they want to do this with the military too. They want to do it with voting. That's their plan, guys.
Do we need that? Do you know what the recruiting numbers are at the Army, and the Navy, and the Air Force?
No, we don't, Dick.
They can't reach their quotas each month. They can't find enough people to join our military forces. And there are those who are undocumented who want the chance to serve and risk their lives for this country. Should we give them the chance?
No.
I think we should.
Oh, well.
Let me tell you about other.
Okay, so you're a maniac. It's frustrating, you guys. They really. A peer review study came out of Norway today. I'm shifting gears here. I'm going away. So from this.
What troubles me about the debate now about the southern border.
Sorry, that is just frustrating. So I'm getting away from it now. So yeah, that madness is happening. They want to put illegal aliens in the military, and after they've served, make them citizens. So, and then they'll have the right to vote. You guys, isn't that great? Because that would be a de facto way of doing it, wouldn't it? Serving our military, you can vote. Okay, well, and people say one of the main reasons you don't want foreign people in your military is because if the government ever turns its military on its citizens, they'll have no problem shooting citizens. So that's the whole thought behind it. So today, a peer-reviewed study came from Norway that found out during Omicron winter wave in 2022, those who always wore masks were 40% more likely to test positive for COVID than those who never wore masks. So that's interesting. Let's see what is the source on this here? I saw several people. Oh, actually, he's got the link. Not bad. So I don't see any sort of stamp on this. Come on, buddy. You can do it. All right. Oh, Jesus. X is hard to operate when you're streaming because it lags and then you end up clicking on stuff you weren't intending to. Oops. See? I'm all screwed up now, guys. First shot. They're on NIMBY. They think they'll never have to deal with the consequences. Isn't that the guy who scuttled releasing the Epstein flight logs? Is it? Is that the same guy, Wally World? Oh, I didn't know. Okay, so yeah, Dick Durbin's annoying. Okay, so what was that link really quick? I just wanted to make sure I give you the source and I'm not just telling you guys the mask thing. What? Huh. Okay, my Brave browser isn't allowing me to access that website. So, all right, fact check me on that. But some study out of Norway says that masks made you more likely to test positive for COVID. All right, let's talk about this quick Bill Maher clip because I think he is full of shit here. And this comes right after him playing stupid about the Ukraine biolabs when he was talking to Oliver Stone. Do you guys remember that? He was talking to Oliver Stone like a week ago, and Oliver Stone brought up the biolabs in Ukraine, and Bill Maher was like, "What are you talking about biolabs in Ukraine?" He was trying to play dumb, and people are speculating if he was playing dumb or if he really didn't know. I think he's playing dumb. I don't see how he could not know this. But this is him talking to Roseanne. Did you guys see this clip? Freaking annoying. So you could tell Roseanne's like, "You're full of shit, Bill," just by like how her tone changes.
No wonder I don't remember this.
No shit, you blocked it out, MK Ultra.
Who's that?
That's the money.
Really, dude? Like, if that's true, if you really have never heard of MK Ultra, you shouldn't have your show. You really shouldn't. Like, this is, if you can't rattle off the top of your head known CIA operations that are proven to be true, MK Ultra, Tuskegee experiments, Intel Pro, or Operation Intel Pro, Operation Paperclip, freaking all sorts of them. I'm blanking now. Northwoods, all sorts of CIA operations and experiments and crap that they did. If you can't rattle them off the top of your head, you should not have the show that Bill Maher has. He's full of shit. Yeah, Bill Maher's B says Bill Maher is pretending not to know MK Ultra is a very interesting red flag. Yeah, and MK Ultra is such a freaking interesting topic. Yeah, Gulf of Tonkin. Yeah, for sure. That actually, what was it was it yesterday where I think I forgot to talk about this yesterday. Remember they were saying some warship out in the Red Sea got attacked yesterday. Remember? I forgot about that. They said it was being attacked by drones and this and that. And I was like, uh-oh, another Gulf of Tonkin. So Bill Maher continues because he plays dumb even further.
Mind control program you're under, Bill.
MK Ultra?
Yeah.
So who's Klaus Schwab?
The head of the WEF.
What's that?
Google it.
Okay, so really? You have this giant show that talks politics, and you're supposed to be super in the know. Like, you're supposed to have sources and, back channels, and you're supposed to know stuff. And you've never heard of MK Ultra, you don't know who Klaus Schwab is, and you've never heard of the World Economic Forum. I'm sorry, Shelley. Earmuffs. Shut the fuck up, Bill. You're full of shit. And this is a bad acting job here, if you ask me. And Roseanne, you can see when she says, Google it. She's like, I know you're full of shit now. So to recap, Bill Maher, one of the biggest political shows out there, never heard of the Ukraine biolabs. He's never heard of MK Ultra. Doesn't know who Klaus Schwab is. And he's never heard of the World Economic Forum. Is that correct? Is that about right? I'm not buying it, Bill. What? Why are you doing this? Like, I don't get it. First shot. I really do try not to curse on here too much. What about Yemen? What's going on in Yemen right now? Did Yemen get attacked? Oh yeah, I think I did see something about that. There was some attacks on Yemen, wasn't there? B says, "Oh yeah, he doesn't have the internet." It's just really, dude, this is insane. I'm not buying it, Bill. Not buying it for a minute. All right, so there's a few other things. So, you guys saw the kid that attacked that teacher. They're trying to put him away for 30 years. I'm not going to show the video. The big giant 17-year-old kid that chased down this teacher and beat the crap out of her because she took away his video game. Yeah, but he's autistic. They're trying to put him away for 30 years. With, I say good, but all right. Let's talk about a little bit of San Francisco shenanigans before we get out there, shall we? First, I'm not saying that, dude. That was funny. So I just saw this from World Peace Movement earlier. The San Francisco Chronicle puts out an article that says, SF's crackdown on car break-ins has led to a staggering trend in data. Will it last? That's from December 4th. And World Peace Movement says 50 plus cars have been bipped since this article in the SF Chronicle was published. Bipped means I hate the term, it drives me freaking crazy, but it's them breaking the windows and breaking into the car, but it's these little devices. They're meant to keep in your car to break the glass so you can escape, but it's just like a little compression tool. You push it and it's a really hard impact on a small point on the glass and it breaks the glass. They call it bipping. But this happened to 50 plus cars since this article was published. I thought that was funny because they're not cracking down on nothing. Yeah, there's people marching in San Francisco again for the Israel-Palestine stuff. It wasn't in New York. I can't remember what city, but they targeted a Jewish business. I don't know what it was. It was like a bakery or some crap, but they surrounded it, and yeah, people were like, "Well, they donated to the IDF and this and that." It's like, dude, you guys are idiots. Like everybody is so not everybody, sorry, but just how riled up people can get so easily. It's like an on-off switch. The current thing, bots. It's so frustrating. And the worst part is, you guys know that I'm actually pretty sympathetic to the Gaza side of things. You guys that have been listening to me for a while know that I heavily criticize the Israeli government, but these protests that are happening here, these aren't, if you ask me, these aren't even pro-Palestinian protests. These have all been co-opted by the left, and this isn't what they claim it to be. It's and it sucks because I'm in this position where I'm criticizing, the Palestinian protesters here in the States, but I'm also criticizing the Israeli government. So I'm being attacked by both sides. I don't know, it's kind of funny. But yeah, all right. Is that all I got to talk about San Francisco? I think it is. There's plenty of stuff that I could keep going about, but I'm only going to go for an hour tonight, you guys. Yeah, it's already been an hour. Something came out of the Congo earlier that I wanted to talk to you guys about, though. What was that? So, well, I don't know if it was anything specific. It was just a video that shows the cobalt mines, but I'm sure you guys are aware of the cobalt mines in the Congo and the conditions and what cobalt does to the skin and this like just mustard colored type gas stuff that it creates. Well, yeah, it's not good. But this came out earlier and it reminded me. A book called Cobalt Red that you guys should read if you get a chance. So when they're trying to drive this electric car agenda and jam it down everybody's throat and trying to force everybody to have an electric car, this is what they're perpetuating. Instead of letting the market to work and allow supply chains to slowly and steadily increase in a humane way. This is insane. And we never, like, us not refining our own oil here in California, or even in all of the United States, shutting down oil refineries. We're not eliminating the fossil fuel consumption in the US. We're still consuming as much fossil fuels. So what are we really doing? Now you're burning more fossil fuels because you have to transport the fossil fuel now through tanker truck and stuff. It's so asinine. And we're America. We can do things bigger and better, right? And cleaner. We can set examples. We should be refining our own oil. In California, we sit on top of big oil reserves. There's no reason for us not to. Instead, this is what we're creating. It's the exact opposite of what they claim it to be. Yeah, child labor. This is what happens when you don't let the markets work and you try to force an agenda. That's all California is doing. California is the perfect example of trying to jam an agenda down everybody's throat, and the whole ESG stuff, the thing that's happening with advertisers and Twitter right now. This clearly isn't because, people all these companies on their own decided we don't want to advertise with Twitter anymore. These giant corporations, they're not doing this out of fiduciary responsibility to their shareholders. They're doing it because there's another agenda. They're doing it because Elon Musk bought it, and now they're not an arm of the intelligence agencies. That's why all these companies are pulling out of advertising. Everything is not organic. It's an agenda that's trying to be jammed down everybody's throats. And it's the opposite of letting the market work. And it's the main reason why everything is screwed up, because we're not letting the markets work. They're trying to jam an agenda down everybody's throats. And it's this collectivist idea. It's the same thing over again. It's communism. It's communism, guys. It's communism. All right, folks. I think on that note, that's going to be about it for the evening. So, first shot, Wally World, Bizzo, Shanyes Schatzel, I think is how I say it. Jack Gately. Let's see who else we got here. Rochelle, Casey Martin. Always good to see everybody. I think I will be back here tomorrow night. I might not, though. I'm going to stay out and collect signatures as long as it takes. I only need 30, you guys. And I'll be, unless there's any sort of weird thing that changes, I'm going to the Safeway on Graham Hill Road in Felton. And I'm just going to sit out there at the little table and ask people for signatures. That's what I'm going to do. That's my plan. Yes, now they put social justice above profits, but it's not social justice. It's not social justice for the sake of social justice sake. That's the Trojan horse. Just like the climate change stuff. That's the Trojan horse. It's Marxism. That's all it is. It's collectivism. It's garbage. All right, guys. Before we get out of here, got to tell a joke from the greatest book ever written, The Truth About Chuck Norris. What do we have tonight? I hope it's a good one. They've been pretty good lately. All Chuck Norris jokes are good. There's no such thing as a bad Chuck Norris joke. All right, folks, we're going to get out of here. Rochelle, nice to see you. Thank you. I think I will get the signatures. I'm pretty confident I will. Okay. Oh, okay. All right, here we go. You guys ready for the Chuck Norris joke of the evening? Here it is. All right. Chuck Norris has a penis so long that he was the first man to win an Olympic medal for pole vaulting without the use of a pole. And on that note, stay CaliBased.